San Diego is a city of light. The sun shines brightly here almost every day. It warms the golden sand on the long beaches. The Pacific Ocean stretches out, a vast and deep blue. Tall palm trees stand like silent guards along the coast, their leaves rustling in the soft ocean breeze. People come from all over the world to see this beauty. They walk along the harbor, watching the white sails of boats dance upon the water. The air is fresh and salty. It is a place that feels like a dream, a perfect picture of life on the coast. But a city is more than just its beautiful views. If you look closely, another story unfolds. It is a story hidden in the shadows of the tall, shining buildings. It lives in the spaces between the bright postcard scenes. Along the quiet side streets and under the wide bridges, a different reality takes hold. Here, the sun does not feel so warm. The ocean breeze carries a different kind of chill. This is where the city's hidden struggle becomes visible. Tents, made of thin plastic and old fabric, stand clustered together. They are the homes of people who have lost everything else. These small shelters are a stark contrast to the city's shimmering skyline. The sounds of the city change here. The happy noise of tourists fades away. It is replaced by a quiet hum of survival. The distant cry of a seagull mixes with the low rumble of traffic from a highway above. People move slowly, their faces etched with worry and exhaustion. They live their lives in public, with no walls to hide behind. Every day is a challenge. Finding food, finding water, finding a safe place to rest. These are the simple but difficult tasks that fill their hours. The beautiful city seems to turn its back on them, a world away even though it is just across the street. As the sun begins to set, the city transforms. The sky turns into a spectacular canvas of orange, pink, and purple. The lights of downtown begin to twinkle, one by one, like a galaxy of stars on the ground. From a distance, it is breathtaking, but down in the shadows, the coming of night brings a deep and heavy silence. It is a silence filled with unspoken fears and uncertainties. What will tomorrow bring? Will it be another day of struggle, or will there be a small glimmer of hope? For many, this question hangs in the cool night air, unanswered. If you want to follow more stories like this and support our journey to shed light on important issues, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing voices that need to be heard. The encampments are like small, fragile villages. They appear in forgotten corners of the urban landscape. You can find them along the concrete banks of the San Diego River, where the water flows slowly toward the sea. They are tucked away in the canyons that cut through the city's neighborhoods, hidden by bushes and dry grass. These are not planned communities. They grow out of necessity, one tent at a time. Each tent is a small world, a private space in a very public place. They are made from whatever materials people can find: blue tarps, old blankets, and pieces of wood. Life inside these camps is a constant effort. The ground is often hard and uneven. The wind blows dust and debris through the thin walls of the tents. When it rains, the water seeps in, making everything cold and damp. There is no running water, no electricity, no basic services that most people take for granted. The simple act of staying clean becomes a monumental task. People must carry water from public parks or gas stations. They must cook their food over small, open fires, always careful not to let the flames spread. It is a life stripped down to its most basic elements. These camps have grown larger over time. What was once a single tent under a bridge can become a long line of shelters stretching down the block. They are a visible sign of a crisis that is deepening. The people who live here form their own communities. They know their neighbors. They share what little they have: a bit of food, a spare blanket, a word of comfort. They look out for one another because they understand the shared struggle. There is a sense of solidarity here, born from hardship, but there is also tension and fear. The world outside the camp can be unwelcoming and dangerous. The city continues its busy life all around them. Cars rush past on the freeways, their drivers unaware of the lives being lived just below. People walk their dogs in the parks, sometimes casting nervous glances toward the tents in the distance. The encampments exist in a parallel world, touching the edges of the city but never truly a part of it. They are islands of poverty in an ocean of wealth. The contrast is sharp and unsettling. It raises a difficult question: how can so much beauty and so much suffering exist in the same place, side by side? There is a new shadow that has fallen over these encampments. It is a silent and invisible threat, but its effects are devastating. It is a powerful substance known as fentanyl. This drug has found its way into the streets, a quiet poison that preys on the most vulnerable. It is incredibly strong, and even a tiny amount can be deadly. It often comes disguised as other less dangerous drugs. People who use it may not even know what they are taking. This is what makes it so treacherous. It is a game of chance where the stakes are life and death. The presence of fentanyl has changed the nature of the struggle on the streets. It adds a layer of constant, immediate danger to an already difficult existence. The fear is palpable. People talk about it in hushed tones, warning each other to be careful. They have seen its effects firsthand. They have seen friends and neighbors suddenly fall silent, their bodies overcome by the drug's power. The sound of sirens has become a more frequent part of the daily soundscape. Paramedics rush to the scene, their faces grim, as they try to reverse the effects of an overdose. Sometimes they are successful. Too often, they are not. This whispering killer does not discriminate. It affects people from all walks of life who have found themselves on the streets. It takes hold of those who are looking for a momentary escape from the pain, the cold, and the hopelessness of their situation. The drug offers a brief respite, but the price is terribly high. It creates a cycle of addiction that is incredibly difficult to break. It steals a person's will, their health, and ultimately, their future. The fight against fentanyl is a battle for the very soul of the people it touches. The city's natural beauty seems to mock this tragedy. The sun rises each morning over the ocean, painting the sky with brilliant colors. But in the encampments, some people do not wake up to see it. The quiet stillness of the early morning can be deceptive. It might not be the peace of sleep, but the final silence of an overdose. The struggle of life on the streets has always been hard, but now it is a battlefield. And the enemy is a ghost, a powder so small it can fit on the tip of a finger, yet powerful enough to extinguish a life. To understand the crisis, we must look at the individuals. Each person living in a tent has a story. They are not just a statistic or a part of a faceless crowd. One man, with kind eyes and a weathered face, spends his days collecting cans. He pushes a shopping cart filled with his few belongings. He says he used to be a construction worker. He had a family, a home, a life. But an injury, a lost job, and a series of misfortunes led him here. He speaks softly, not with bitterness, but with a quiet sadness. He misses the simple things, like cooking a meal in his own kitchen. Nearby, a young woman sits at the entrance of her tent. She is drawing in a sketchbook. Her drawings are full of color and imagination. They depict fantastic landscapes and strange creatures. She says that drawing is her escape. It is the one thing that helps her forget where she is, just for a little while. She dreams of going to art school one day. But for now, her reality is this small patch of pavement. Her art is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Even in the darkest of places, the need to create, to express, to dream, can survive. Not far away, an older woman tends to a small plant in a plastic pot. It is a single, bright red geranium. She waters it carefully with a bottle of water. She says it reminds her of her mother's garden. This small plant is her connection to a past that feels very far away. It is a symbol of life and hope in a place where both are in short supply. Taking care of it gives her a sense of purpose. It is a small act of defiance against the chaos and despair that surrounds her. It says, "I am still here. I can still nurture life." These are just a few of the thousands of stories unfolding on the streets of San Diego. Each one is unique, a complex tapestry of choices, circumstances, and luck. They are stories of loss and pain, but also of incredible strength. To see these individuals is to see the human cost of the crisis. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. They are artists, workers, and dreamers. They are not defined by their homelessness. They are people who are trying to survive, holding on to their dignity and their humanity in the face of overwhelming odds. Just as there are those who are struggling, there are also those who are helping. They are the other side of this story. They are ordinary citizens who have decided they cannot simply look away. They are volunteers, social workers, and community leaders. They come to the encampments not with judgment but with compassion. They bring food, water, and warm blankets. They offer medical care and a listening ear. Their presence is a powerful reminder that people care. They are a bridge between the two worlds of San Diego. One group of volunteers comes every Sunday morning. They set up a long table and serve a hot breakfast. The smell of coffee and pancakes fills the air. For a few hours, the street corner feels like a community gathering. People talk and laugh. They share stories. For a moment, the heavy weight of their daily struggle is lifted. The volunteers know many of the people by name. They ask about their health, their families. These small acts of kindness are like anchors in a storm. They provide a sense of stability and human connection. There are also outreach workers who walk the streets every day. They are trained professionals who try to connect people with services. They help them get identification cards, sign up for housing lists, and enter treatment programs. Their work is slow and difficult. Trust must be earned over time. Many people on the streets have been disappointed before. They are wary of promises. The outreach workers must be patient and persistent. They celebrate small victories, a successful application, a first night in a shelter, a step toward recovery. These helpers are driven by a simple belief that every life has value. They see the person, not the problem. They understand that the crisis is complex, with no easy solutions. But they refuse to give in to despair. Their work is a quiet rebellion against indifference. It is an affirmation of shared humanity. They are the hands and feet of the city's conscience. Their efforts may seem small against the scale of the problem, but they create ripples of hope. And for someone lost in the darkness, a single ripple can be enough to show them the way to shore. The city is beginning to awaken to its own hidden struggle. The problem is too large to ignore any longer. New ideas are being tried. Efforts are being made to create more shelters, to provide more services, to address the root causes of the crisis. It is a slow and challenging process. There are many debates and disagreements about the best way forward. But the conversation has started. The silence has been broken. And in that, there is a reason for hope. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. San Diego is taking its first difficult steps. Change is happening on a small scale, in individual lives. We see it in the man who used to collect cans, who has now found a place in a transitional housing program. He has a bed, a roof over his head, and a case manager to help him plan his next steps. We see it in the young artist, who was connected with a local arts program that provides supplies and a safe space to create. Her dreams of art school no longer seem so distant. These are not grand, sweeping changes. They are small, personal victories. But they are victories nonetheless. The path to recovery will be long. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. But the spirit of this city, like the spirit of its people, is resilient. The same sun that illuminates the beautiful beaches can also illuminate the path forward. The same ocean breeze that cools the coast can also carry away the dust of despair, revealing a new foundation on which to build. The future of San Diego depends on its ability to embrace all of its residents, to heal its own wounds, and to live up to the promise of its natural beauty. What we are witnessing is the story of a city at a crossroads. It is a story of great challenge, but also of great possibility. It is a reminder that even in the face of immense struggle, hope can take root and grow. The helpers will continue their work. The people on the margins will continue to fight for their lives and their dignity. And the city, slowly but surely, will learn to care for its own. The dawn is breaking over San Diego. It is a fragile light, but it is a light that promises a new day is possible for everyone.